Guys, so welcome to another World of Warcraft video. And I thought we would just have a little chit chat today. Let's get a picnic table, not a picnic table, a chair, something for us to sit on. How would we search this? Seat? Leather love seat? Have I even seen that? I think my leatherworking legion. Yeah, I made that. Oh, it's kind of pretty. Sure, it'll do. It's a seat we haven't used in a video, so it'll be nice and new for video purposes. Why are we sitting so ladylike? Oh my goodness. Oh, fuck. Okay. And why are we all the way to the end? Like, no one's here. Sit in the middle. Like, come on. Hell, we could lay on this. They need a key like that. They need a key that is like, instead of sitting, you lay down. Yes. New feature, Blizzard, okay? Anyway, not at all what I want to talk about today, but I get sidetracked so easily. But today I thought we would talk about a pet. And I'm sure you guys, some of you anyway, may know exactly what pet we're going to talk about today. Well, actually, for sure you should. I'm sure it's the video title. Yeah. But if you don't read the titles and you just click on random videos, I guess, I don't know, then maybe it'll be a secret. But anyway, as you guys may know, Blizzard did a promotion this past week. So it really didn't run for too long. It just started on September 12th, which is, I'm going to post this on the 20th, so that'll be like 8 days. And it ends on the 22nd. So I thought this would kind of serve as a great, last minute type video. Those that maybe didn't know about it, you still got a couple of days to, spend the money. What the fuck? What? That seat don't last that long? Well, what seat lasts a decent? Hold on. Being interrupted by our chair not lasting long. Let's just get the fishing one. Because I don't remember the fishing chair being... Well, it's 5-minute cooldown too, so it probably doesn't last long anyway. Yeah, fuck it. Let's grab it anyway. Actually, let's put chair in. Maybe we could find some other cool things. Mushroom chair? Let's do it. Every time it vanishes, we'll just get a new chair. I'll use all my chair toys all in this video. Kind of a weird chair. It don't look as comfy as the leather sofa did. But anyway. Continuing. So, this on screen is the pet. This is Scruffyhorn Fel Snooter. And this is the pet that, if you've heard anyone talking about a $75 battle pet, this is the pet they're talking about. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I giggled a bit when I saw this because the pet is ugly, man. It is so ugly for being a $75 thing. Now, technicalities, it is technically free, but it really isn't, okay? I'm just gonna say, for those that maybe will be like, well, yeah, it is free because you spend the $75 in the store and then you get a free pet. How many of you guys that maybe have spent that to get this pet, how many of you weren't even thinking about the store prior to the promotion? You wouldn't have even spent $75 in the store this month, right? That's what doesn't make it free. It's the fact that you gotta look at like all angles of it. And it's really the fact that it's free with your purchase, sure, but that purchase wouldn't have existed in the first place if you didn't want that pet, right? Thank God I don't want that pet. I am a collector. I like to get all the stuff, but I've kind of like slowed down a bit on that thought. As many of you guys know, I've talked about that over the past, I would say since the end of Shadowlands, I kind of slowly came out of being all about FOMO. Dragonflight was technically the start of it when I decided I wasn't gonna do every M plus season anymore. And yeah, and I started that up. My first M plus season I skipped was season 2 of Dragonflight. So so yeah, that's kind of when I stopped caring about FOMO. That was my decision. And once I missed out on one thing, I was okay missing out on many others. Yeah, it's a weird mindset, but that's what worked for me. And so I'm glad that I don't care about getting this pet. In my personal opinion, if you are someone that spent $75 on the store to get this pet, whatever, it's your money. You wanted the pet, whatever, that's fine. What I think's bad about it is if you're just spending $75 just to get this item in a game that you're never gonna use, right? And it's not like it has super duper abilities on it for your pet battling or anything, I think for $75 that pet should destroy every pet battle you do. But yeah, but I'd be the same with the mount. If the mount was ugly, no way would I spend the $75. But if it was a nice mount, then fine, I'd spend it, It depends on, but then I buy things off the gear store, right? And I usually wait for these moments and then I buy a lot of things because I'm a Canadian. I don't spend $75 a lot of the time. I usually spend closer to $100 because of the price currency, the shipping, all that. And honestly, the last time I spent any money on the Blizzard gear store, I got hit by FedEx after with a whole other payment that I had to pay to FedEx. So, that was shortly after the tariff thing happened, right? So, yeah. But I'm just gonna say, it's a little, that this seems like a lot on its own. Oh, our chair vanished. Let's get a new one. Let's do, what's this one? Whoa. Damn, we look comfy. We look like we're driving a car, right? What are we supposed to be holding on to here? We need like a bar or something here. I don't know. But we're looking a lot comfier here. We're so low, I don't think we could even reach that soda drink. But anyway, on to the rest of our combo. So the thing that I would like to kind of mention in this video is it already seems like a lot, $75 for like a so-called free pet. And that's just if you're in the States. It's a lot worse if you're not, right? So it's, yeah, I've often kind of hated when people justify the cost, because the thing is that that's the cheapest for someone, but that's not the cost for everyone. Yeah. But yeah, so that's my thought. I just thought we'd discuss it a little bit. Plus, it was a great excuse to put out a video to remind you guys that if you do want this pet, it is in the gear shop. I will put a link in the video that will direct you to the gear shop, and basically you spend $75 minimum and you'll get a free code that gets you the Scruffyhorn Fel Snooter. I'm not at all really upset about this, but the part that kind of got me is when I was like, I thought right from the get-go that the pet was ugly. But I was like, maybe there's some new stuff in the store. I do like my merch. For those that watch a lot of my content, more specifically my streams, I love my merch. I have multiple fucking statues in my room. I'm usually wearing WoW merch when I'm streaming. More so if I'm streaming WoW. And I have some Diablo merch as well. I have some Blizzard merch. I have, keychains and jackets and, my World of Warcraft cup you see at the beginning of most streams because it's my coffee cup. I usually have one coffee and then we swap to like juice or whatever for the rest of the night. So you see that. And I have a Doomhammer necklace that you see me wear sometimes. Like I have so much merch because I've been playing the game for 21 years, right? And I like to collect, things of the things I love, right? And WoW has been that thing, It's been two things. I have WoW merch and I have Kingdom Hearts merch. And I have Simpsons merch. Yeah, so three things, I guess. Those are the three things I collect a good chunk of. And so I was okay giving it a shot, possibly, And when I looked at the store, there was nothing new. There was no statues. Technically there is a statue category and it shows like some tiny, tiny little statues, but none of the big statues were on there. And there was like a couple of new midnight shirts, but that was it. There was a lot of missing merch, and there really was no reason to spend money on the store. And I think that's their biggest mistake. I think they should have held off this promo for a bit, waited until they had a little more merch, get some more midnight stuff in there, maybe have like, some shirts that tailor to player housing, like, I don't know, some shirt that says, I have a home in WoW. I don't know. I don't make the merch, but something to bring people in more. There just was no reason to purchase $75 worth of shit. I added the midnight shirts to my cart, and so I was gonna, I was very much seriously considering it, but there was nothing else I wanted to add. Yeah. I remember the last time they did a promo like this, I really didn't have much I wanted to buy either. So I filled the last $20 with the mystery bags. I can't remember what that last promo was, but it was probably around Christmas. So quite a while ago. I think it was around Christmas. And that's how I got my little goblin that, if you watch the streams, it hangs from my mic. That's how I got that. And I used that because I think they were $10 a piece. And I used that to kind of fill up the cost. But one, I don't know if I'd want to do that again. I did get a duplicate when I did it. And two, I don't think I saw it. I feel like I would have remembered seeing the mystery pack. So yeah, I don't think I saw it. But yeah, so that's all I really, wanted to say. Um, yeah. So, for those that don't want to spend, there is a Dusky Tooth Fell that is much better looking. This is it on screen. And this is going to be available in the Legion Remix event, which we have a date for. I am prepping a video for you guys for that event, so that will be upcoming. Probably not going to post anything else this weekend, but that will be upcoming next week, and we still got time. It starts on the 7th of October. But this is a pet that you can get in the Legion Remix through an achievement involving High Mountain. So yeah, save yourself the $75 and get a cuter one. This one's green, looks way better than this other one. I feel like the Scruffyhorn has more a WAD vibe with its colors. Yeah, you could throw that for free in WAD Remix. Which I laugh only because I actually mentioned on stream last week that I want a WAD remix. Yeah. Yeah. I feel like the only one. But if we're gonna have all these remixes, then I want my WAD remix. And you know what? You could do something with the garrison to hype people up for player housing. Just saying. Like, if they're smart, they would have thought about that. But nope. Anyway, how long does this chair last? Jeez, I can't believe it didn't boot us out during that. But I'm done blabbing. So yeah, once again, that ends on the 22nd. And yeah, and there is some midnight stuff in there, so and there was mention of some new Funko Pops. I'll put the picture up that Wowhead kind of showed. Oh, perfect timing, perfect timing. But yeah, here's the pictures of the Funko Pops if that's something that interests you. And yeah, other than that, I'm done. Have a great weekend, guys, and I will have more videos for you soon. Bye.